Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from empoweredcreator.com. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, conscious manifesting, mindset, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything. So if you guys like this content and if you like this channel, I would love it if you would subscribe, like this video, comment, share it, and just stick around. With all that being said, let's get into today's video. Today we're going to talk about another question that comes up quite a lot. And that question is, do I have to believe in my manifestation in order to see it, in order to experience it in the 3D reality? Okay. So first of all, let's clarify something. To believe does not mean that you're fooling yourself, that you're seeing it in your 3D right now. You're not deluding yourself. You're not fooling yourself. If you're not experiencing your manifestation in the 3D right now, you don't have to tell yourself that you are. That this is how it is. You don't have to fool yourself. You don't have to delude yourself. Okay, so because I know a lot of people get confused about that, and it can be confusing, I get it. But you don't have to delude yourself. So you can just breathe a sigh of relief, okay? And let's go into actually what believing means. Well, what believing means is that you brought yourself to such a mental and emotional state after getting into your desired state over and over and over again, after practicing it, if you like, practicing who that person is, who has that desire, who has that manifestation already. How do they think? How do they feel? What do they assume? What do they believe in? How do they walk down the street, for example? How do they talk to other people? So you practice all that in imagination over and over and over and over again until the feeling becomes natural and actually, as I've explained in other videos, kind of matter-of-factly, I know this is so. Once that becomes an inner knowing, an inner confidence, an inner calmness that, yes, this is the case, this is how things are. Now, this is what we mean when we say believe. If you don't see it in your 3D right now, you don't have to tell yourself that you're seeing it, but you know that because you're creating it in your imagination, it already exists. It's already so, and so your 3D is going to reflect it to you sooner or later. That is what the belief is. It doesn't mean you have to tell yourself, oh yeah, I'm seeing it right now, I'm experiencing it right now, if you're not. I mean, why do that? You're gonna drive yourself crazy. So don't do that. So yeah, the belief is the feeling of knowing, the feeling of having that matter-of-fact attitude about it, that, yeah, I know this is the case. I know this is so. I know my SP loves me. Even if you haven't seen it yet in the 3D, you know you haven't seen it yet in the 3D, but it doesn't matter. You know it is so. You know your 3D is going to reflect it back to you at some point. So that is what the belief is, what believing in your manifestation is. And now, is that essential to actually see your manifestation in the 3D? So, in my opinion, and from my experience, it helps a lot to have that feeling. It helps a lot in accelerating your manifestation. It's one of the best things you can do if you can get there. It's okay if you can't. I'll get to that in a moment. It is very, very helpful, but it is not essential. It is not essential to believe 100% with all your being, with all your heart, with all your mind, that this is how it is. as long as you keep getting into the state of how you would feel, how you would think, how you would react, how you would respond to situations and to everything around you, as that person who already has what they want, who has already manifested what they want, essentially getting into the identity of that person over and over and over and over again, and it will become more and more natural as time goes by and as you practice it. It definitely will. It isn't essential. It isn't essential in order to see your manifestation. Just the practice by itself is going to create, at least in part, that natural feeling. And the more dominant that becomes, the more frequent that becomes, the better. But here's the thing. What do you actually have to believe in order to help yourself manifest much faster? You don't necessarily have to have arrived at that feeling of inner knowing, at that feeling of inner confidence and calmness, and that matter-of-factly knowledge that this is yours and this is how it is. In my opinion, and in my experience, what you have to believe in, what you need to believe in, is in the law itself. So you have to have some basic knowledge, at the very least, of how the law works, and believe in the law. Believe in the law of the universe delivering it to you. That's what you have to believe in. And what is the most basic thing that we know about the law? Well, the most basic thing is wherever you focus your attention, that's where you also direct your energy. And wherever you direct your energy, that's what you create more of. That is the basic law. Where attention goes, energy flows. Simple as that. Now, we've covered in previous videos about how the universe works, how the infinite field of probabilities and possibilities exists in the fourth dimension, in the quantum field. So everything that you can imagine already exists. So what you're doing by focusing your attention and focusing your energy into the probabilities that you want is actually going to draw those probabilities into your 3D world and make them matter, make them material. And you get to experience them with your senses in this 3D world, in this 3D reality. So that's what you have to believe in. You have to believe that even if I don't see it right now in the 3D, even if my circumstances seem impossible, and I cannot consciously come up with ways in which to get over those circumstances and get what I want, it doesn't matter, because what you're doing by focusing your attention into your desired state, by becoming the identity of that person over and over and over again, and focusing there and dwelling there, is what's going to bring you your manifestation. Because what you're doing is you are drawing that one probable scenario, that one probable version of reality from the fourth dimension into the three-dimensional world. That's what you're doing. So the biggest and the main belief that you actually need is belief in the law. And from my experience, having that knowledge of how the law works and believing in it is also going to help you so much and go such a long way in helping you actually create that feeling of inner knowing, that feeling of inner confidence, and knowing that yes, what I'm doing is working, even if I don't yet see any evidence in the 3D. I know it is working because I know this is how the law works. I know why I'm doing it. And this is why I know that sooner or later I'm going to get it. in the 3D, whatever it is that I want. So I hope that was clear. I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped you. I very much appreciate you watching this channel and this content, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Until then, bye-bye.